I have been waiting with much anticipation ever since I heard his music here on Hot 91.9. Of course, you would have heard Speed of the Night, Fight for Love, and Forget Who We Are. And I was always quite intrigued because everyone thought, no man, seven. Must be seven people in the group. Or why is it spelled with two V's? Who is this person? Why does he wear a mask? Here he is. He is here on the Sound of SA, behind the mic this evening. None other than Sevven, who is one person.
One person.
One person.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I should first and foremost welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you
It's
so
lovely
much
to be here. It's lovely to
for
be
joining me here on the Sound of SA tonight. And I suppose I should just go straight into it. Sevven, you are one person.
here. Yes,
But why that name?
I think so.
Seven personalities, maybe.
No. It's not. You know what happened? I mean, I was playing in a band at a time, which was quite a rock and roll band, and the singer at the time thought I needed a cooler stage name, and my surname has 7 letters, so I sort of used that for a while, and then when I started this project, I kind of just wanted to. I think the main thing when you're deciding on an artist name, sort of what to brand the thing as or what banner to put it under, is to find something that has a unique space digitally, so when you Google it or when you search it on iTunes, that not a million other things come up,
Sure.
so that's sort of where the different spelling came from. It's just the need for that if someone searches for it, they'll find it quite, like if you Google it now, like I'm the first thing that comes up at least, which is the Battle One. Yeah. So.
Absolutely, and I thought you were going to take me down the numerology route and go, well,
So
the number
there
7 is so
no,
deep.
but there is that side of it as well. Which so deciding on the name. I mean, I had a bunch of different options, but the number 7 does have all of that stuff to it. Like there's a lot of very interesting concepts connected to it, which I kind of like. There's I have these cool merch T-shirts, which the range is called We Are the Wanderers, and there's all these different planet symbols on it because there were originally 7 natural planets, which is before we had telescopes and all these fancy things. It was sort of and before it was sort of like the start of what we now know as astrology and things. Yeah, and basically what happened was the 7 planets you could actually see with a naked eye. Yeah, so there's a whole bunch of different things connected to the number, which is really, really cool. Yeah.
Let's talk about the music, okay?
Yeah,
Because that's essentially why you're here,
Yeah,
why you're behind the
absolutely.
mic. By the way, if you'd like to ask Sevven any questions, you're more than welcome to get in touch, 44919, or send through a voice note, 08422129119. Or you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Andy Leve. You've worked with quite a number of known South African musicians,
Yes.
including Howie Combring, who was here a couple of
he
weeks
said he had
ago.
a great time. Yeah.
I had a great time too. Thank you,
Okay.
Howie. You've also worked with Chiana Sky,
Yeah.
and you're a multi-instrumentalist.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So what nudged you to sort of get up from the producer seat and go behind the mic, in a manner of speaking?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's. I always say to people, like when you're working with other artists, whether it's in a live capacity or producing or whichever capacity you're working with, you're always sort of trying to bring out the best in them. So your personal tastes and things doesn't. I mean, there's always an element of that, but you always. I find that when I'm working with another artist, I'm always going, how do I make this person's thing the best it can be? So this project sort of came out of a need where I wanted just sort of my own voice and being able to just not have that outside influence. And I still love working with other artists, so it's not that it's a very positive experience for me. I'm still very involved with Howie and a whole bunch of people, but there is a side to every artist, I think, where it's great to be able to express yourself without any other filters involved. Yeah.
But was there a particular point when you decided that perhaps it was time for you to give this a go?
Yeah, there was. There was a band I was involved in that was a sort of long project or a long-term thing that sort of came to an end at the time. And which I guess that's the other reason I started this was often you involved with the project for very long, and then life happens and the thing ends up breaking up or whatever the case is. And I wanted something that I knew wasn't dependent on other people in that way. So there was that side of it as well, where this project can go on for the next 30 years, and it's only me, or it's only dependent on me wanting to do it. So there'll never be a situation where when someone else wants to not do it anymore, I go, but we've just spent 5 years on this and now it's gone. So.
And you mentioned the band that you were in before.
Yes, yeah.
But when did the music bug bite you, so to speak?
Oh, right.
Take us back. When you were 3
I
and you were dreaming of guitars and melodies.
Ironically, I was 7. I was 7 years old. I went for my first piano lesson. And I remember going home and being like, that's it. Done. That's what I'm going to do for the rest of my life, you know?
He knew at the age of 7. His name is Sevven. He is right here on Hot 91.9. The Sound of SA with me, Andy Leve.
Yo, this is Dominic Neal, and you are listening to The Sound of SA with Andy on Hot 91.9.
Sevven,
Yes.
can I call you by your other name?
What do you mean my other name? You say that as if it's a bad thing.
Your real name, the name that your mother gave you, the one that's in your ID.
Oh my gosh. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could possibly, but I think it might confuse people.
And I'm sure it does confuse people.
Yeah, it does. It does.
So can I say it?
Yeah, of course. I'm not afraid. Like if that's what you yeah.
But some Latino star might be.
I'm telling you that if he knew, then yes, definitely. Yeah.
So Ricky Martins
Yeah.
is your real name.
Yeah. Well, technically it's Richard, which I've never used in my life. So I don't know why it's there. I don't understand why parents give you a name on your thing and they never use it. That's very confusing to me. But yeah, so that's it.
So your name is Ricky Martins. Was there ever a time when you thought, yes, I'm going to use that. It rolls off the tongue quite nicely. And then you went on the internet and some song called Livin' La Vida Loca came on.
Yeah, ruined everything. Ruined my life. No, I actually quite like that song. No, you know the thing is like it wasn't a choice. Like I mean, as I said, my on my actual thing it's Richard, but I've never used that. My parents just used to call me Ricky since ever. So I don't know why they didn't just put that one there. But
correct.
Yeah, I mean it's at the end of the day, names and things are such a weird thing. Like I don't really think it affects me in that way as much, I mean, aside from having probably heard every joke and but it's all fun and games. So I mean, it's not, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I'll stop. Well, here on Hot 91.9, we are all about the old school jams, and R&B music, of course. And on the Sound of SA, it is 100% local music. So I want to find out from you, when you were 7 years old, learning how to play the piano.
Yes.
What were you listening to locally? And really, really enjoying.
Locally?
Yes.
Oh gosh, I don't even know if I can remember any local music at that time. I wouldn't even know.
Come on, you're not that old.
No, but it's still. Can you remember what you were listening to when you were 7?
Yes, I can.
Really? I know I can remember as well. I can remember, but I can't remember if there were any local acts. You know what? There was a band called Eminent Child that I remember. I don't know if it was when I was 7, but they were pretty cool. And I don't know if they ever. I think they had one album or whatever the case is.
Or your favorite South African artist or song? Because I'll tell you why I ask you that question. I have something on the show that I do every single week. It's called the SA Fave.
Right.
And this week we played my Brenda Fassie Weekend Special. For Tato, who sent in her SA Fave request saying, this song, man, it really has a special place in my heart because she lives in London. She's down in South Africa at the moment.
Yes.
But whenever she hears this, it conjures up some really special memories.
Yeah.
So is there a particular song or an artist for you that does the exact same kind of thing?
I mean, from an essay point of view, I mean, I love Good Luck. I think they are so good. I think really a quality act, from every aspect, And then I'm a massive fan of some of the people that I work with, that I'm lucky to work with, like Howie, and there's some of their songs. I don't know if you've heard Howie's new single, Sweet Sunshine.
Absolutely, he played it here live, unplugged.
Yeah, so great. And so I mean, I haven't listened to music in a year. In that, it's been a bit of a weird situation, so I'm a bit disconnected with. Was that a conscious decision to sort of take yourself away from what is happening so that you could reinvigorate something within yourself that wasn't influenced by anything popular? 100%. Okay. I couldn't have said it better, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so it's it's that thing of when you're making music, it's so easy to. So I mean, I listen to stuff. I have a one-time rule almost. I'll listen to whatever's new and whatever's happening once, And then even if I like it a lot, I won't listen to it again at this point in time. I might still change, but I mean, at this point in time, that's sort of where I'm at,
All right, well, this is the sound of SA. It is Hot 91.9 playing you Joburg's best old school and R&B. I am behind the mic with Sevven tonight, and I asked you to send through any questions that you may have for the man. Yes, he is one person, and it is Sevven with 2 V's. And I've got a question in here that Sarah Jones tweeted me, asking you about the songwriting process, something that
Yes.
I'm also always intrigued by.
It's a very interesting, yeah, absolutely.
We all know that you are a songwriter as well as being a singer and a producer. So she wants to know specifically about the songwriting process for you. Do you write the words first, or is it the melody first? Is there a particular formula, basically, is what I'm getting out of this question?
No, there's not. Every song happens differently. So for me, the creative process, what's very important is to not have any rules, to not go, it has to happen this way. Because I find, if you really want to be creative and really want to have that sort of freedom of expression, there can't be too rigid of lines, because it might stop you from going to a place where you would have gone if that wall wasn't up, if that makes any sense. So I think if you had too definitive a process saying I have to write the lyrics first, then maybe that works for some people, but for me, I find that it's better for me to just chase a good idea, and at the end of the day, no matter how I get there, that's completely fine with me.
Well, we're definitely going to be hearing a bit of what you sound like live here behind the mic on Hot 91.9. So make sure that you are glued to your radio as you are right now. Speed of the Night, Fight for Love, and Forget Who We are songs that we play regularly here.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I know you guys do, and it's great to have someone really supported in that way. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And as I said, if you've got any questions for Sevven, you're more than welcome to send them through on 44919 or 0842212919. More with Sevven after these, playing you the best old school and R&B. And if you've only just tuned in, shame. I'm sorry.
Terrible.
The best old school and R&B on Hot 91.9. That was Jamie Lee Sexton, her new one called Magic. Of course, she was here on The Sound of SA, performed that particular song Unplugged a few weeks ago. And if you happen to be listening to the show and you've never seen Jamie Lee Sexton live and you're not in Joburg, she has announced that she is going on a national tour. So hit her up on Facebook or find her on Twitter or log on to her website and you'll be able to see where you can catch her out and about. Before that, music from Martin Smith, Like You Do, as well as Alexander May. And I played you something from Ashlyn Gray, her song called Finding Home. And Sevven, you, along with Ashlyn Gray and Charlie Finch, if I'm not mistaken, you played together recently at the Good Luck Bar.
Yes. 2 weeks ago, Thursday. It was incredible. We had so much fun.
And, are there any other South African musicians like Ashlyn Gray, like Charlie Finch? I know you do work with Howie Conbrink as well, but any other South African band that you would like to work with?
Sure, that I'd like to work with. I mean, Ben Day, I think is... I remember seeing... The first time I saw them play was at a little venue in town, and I was absolutely blown away. Yeah, so I mean, that would be a definite sort of yes from my side. But I mean, like, it's always weird because I have this very keen or very definite idea that people who you'd like to work with isn't necessarily always the best ones to work with. So for me, it's I always say, like, it's you'll find that sometimes the people who you'd least want to work with might be the best option for you, and you'd have the most chemistry and the most. So it's always such an awkward thing also to know whether that will actually work out or not.
Yo, this is Dominic Neal, and you are listening to The Sound of SA with Andy on Hot 91.9.
It's the lead singer of the Polytones, Khan Morby, here on Hot 91.9 with the ever so catchy A Girl Named Paris. Listen, I don't know about you, but that song really, it gets me singing, man. And it's so awkward sitting here with Sevven because he can sing and I can't, but I like to.
I think you should just go for it.
You think so?
Yeah.
No, I think I'll stay to my day job, which is speaking to people like you behind the mic. Well, speaking about live performances, what is a Sevven live performance like? Do you wear your bedazzled mask or do you unmask yourself? I see you've got your guitar here, and I know you're going to be playing that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
But is it just you
So
and the
yeah,
guitar?
I mean, I play keys in the show. Some songs I just sing. Some songs I play guitar on. It's actually quite a cool show in the sense that, like, I believe that there's not a lot of artists in SA that pays a lot of attention to their show from a production point of view. You know, most artists are sort of just happy to get on stage and play 10 songs and leave, and that's where it ends, you know. Where I've personally got higher ambitions than that, and I think most artists sort of wait for the opportunity. So if they get there and there's a nice stage with lighting and things, then they're very happy. And obviously every artist wants that, but I don't
Sure.
think enough artists work hard to put that stuff in place on their own. So I mean, I worked very long to figure out how to sync visuals to the show and how to sync lighting and all this sort of stuff, which is all a part of the show now, which I'm very happy about. And where the show's at the moment is sort of beginning phases in my head for where I want it to be. But I definitely think it makes a massive difference, you know. And if someone had to come watch it, they'll definitely notice that it's a way better experience than if you didn't have those things, you know.
So would you say that you are holistically involved with every single aspect
Absolutely.
of the Sevven brand?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. I mean, this project, which since sort of day one, I've basically done everything. You know, everything from writing. I mean, I've had been little bits of other people writing songs with me, but in terms of production, I've did 99% of the work and mixing, and I made the websites, I made the artwork, logos, merch, the show, the visuals, the whole thing, all of it. Yeah, it's been an incredible amount of work, but it's at the same time very rewarding, you know, being able to look back and look at this thing that you've created and go, wow, this is, you know, the fruits of your labor sort of thing. Yeah.
And I just want to hone in on one of the songs that I immediately got intrigued by when I first heard it, and that is Fight for Love.
Yes.
Because I mean the lyrical content thereof, it's a love song, right? And you're proclaiming something to someone or to an audience. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
So it's, well, from my point of view, it's not really a love song. It's actually, but look, first of all, the beauty of music is that I believe that once you put something out there, you're leaving it to interpretation anyways, you know. So you could have, there's lots of artists and famous songs where people go, people think it's about this, and we actually wrote it with this intention, but now it's about that because that's what people make it, you know.
Sure.
So the beauty of music is that you can generally interpret it in any way. But I mean, Fight for Love, like, it could absolutely be that, you know. And even with my original intention, it still applies. So for me, what it was about was basically saying that a lot of the issues that we have in the world today. So we look at the world and we go, there's this that I have a problem with, and there's this stuff I have a problem with. A lot of those issues exist because of our own of the fear of us just accepting other people, or the fear of us just, you know, I mean, even in a relationship, sometimes the problems that you have is just because you can't just accept a person for who they are. It's your own insecurities and your own things that ends up creating the very problems that you have to deal with, you know. So if we sort of rise above all of that and just fight for love and just, you know, there's, you know, it's sort of very reggae, I guess, you know, that everyone's one, and, you know, that to me is a very real thing. And if we could just fight for love at the end of the day, the world will be a better place, you know. And I mean, so as you say, if it's in a relationship context, absolutely, you know, if love is the main focus of everything, then the little petty things around that wouldn't really matter, you know. Yeah.
Very strong message, particularly in light of the state of the world at present.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we need more of music with a strong message like that, so that,
Yeah.
you know, people know that there's still hope.
Yeah,
for
I
love.
think I always say to people, like, what's interesting to me about art is that art is one of the only things that can challenge our ideas about things. You know, if it's the one medium that can really expose us to things that we're not used to, or to ideas that we. Or if we're stuck in a certain way of thinking, you know, being exposed to really good art can sometimes break that mold and expose us to better ideas, you know, which is why songs that have good messages is such a powerful tool at the end of the day, you know.
And then your album, is there an album in the works, or are you still happy to regale us with singles?
I'm very happy with the singles process at this point in time. I've got there's a whole album worth of music finished, done, ready to go, but I there was a long process of where I decided how I'm going to do this, but I think, I think the singles thing is working really well for me. I think it's almost more important for me to consistently put out new music and give people new sounds and new songs rather than putting it all out at once. Even Ryan said it, they said that albums are very tough these days to do because, and especially as a sort of new artist, you put a whole album out and sort of 6 months down the line, it's done, where if you do singles, you can really, and if you're going to do that, a lot of the songs are going to get lost. Some of them is going to just end up on the album and never really get put out the way it should be. So for me, I like all of the songs equally almost. So I wanted to give them all their moment. So yeah, the singles process is really where it's at for me at the moment.
And of course, we are going to be hearing him performing one of those singles that you would have heard here on Hot 91.9. He's going to go unplugged behind the mic. It is Sevven, joining myself, Andy Leve, with you on The Sound of SA. Lastly, Sevven, where can everybody catch you on social media before you pick up that guitar and sing us a tune?
Social media, obviously everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. It's all Sevven Official is the handle, with 2 V's, yeah. And or they can just go to my website, which is sevven.net, SEVVEN.net. There's all the links are on there. Show dates will be on there. Music's on there. There's a merch store where they can buy shirts, and I've just got some really, really cool caps. They're blazing.
Where's mine then?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'll bring you one.
Yeah, go to your car. I can see your car downstairs.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So while I play some more music, you go get me a cap. Thank you very much. That is an order.
I'm on my way.
That was Sevven behind the mic with me here on The Sound of SA. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me. It was fantastic.
He's up, unplugged, behind the mic. Next. Cool.
Should we?
Hey, what's up? It's Howie Comrink here, and you're listening to The Sound of SA with Andy Leve on Hot 91.9 FM.
Hey, I'm Sevven, and I'm on The Sound of SA, and I'll be performing Forget Who We Are. I can't remember if we were both exposed, just one of many pieces we should have left alone. Was there a moment could have walked away? Can't help to think that we are the only ones to blame. You knew I had fallen, I knew you were broken. Still we fell into the night. And I had one wish, you had our hearts. It's hard to imagine we started apart. Just one more wish to save our hearts. And God knows we tried to, we could never be apart and forget who we are. Still remember when our eyes first met. There was never gonna be a way that we would never have regrets. You knew I had fallen, I knew you were broken. Still we fell into the night. And I had one wish, you had our hearts. It's hard to imagine we started apart. Just one more wish to save our hearts. And God knows we tried to, we could never be apart and forget who we are. One more wish just to save our hearts. One more wish so we'd never be apart. One more wish just to save our hearts. Just one more wish just to save our hearts. One more wish so we'd never be apart. One more wish just to save our hearts. One more wish so we'd never be apart.
had one wish, you had our hearts. It's hard to imagine we started apart. Just one more wish to save our hearts. God knows we tried to, we could never be apart. Forget who we are. Forget who we are. Forget who we are. Forget who we are. Forget who we are.